Okay, so what does all of this mean? The reason that I'm doing a series of videos is I'm trying to make sure that each one is a little bit better. Especially if you're taking 812 from me, you will probably learn soon that everything to me is a system, and every time you run the system again, you have a new iteration of the system. And what makes a system complex is when the agents that are a part of that system start reviewing, coming up with new ideas, new improvements, and when we come up with improvements that there's currently not a framework for improving, then we have complex emergent behavior. So the first video's kind of quiet, not lit very well. I realized that I was very monotone in my speaking. Then when I tried to launch it, there were some problems. The second video, I incorporated some other media, some still pictures, and I realized they were still running a little bit quiet. So now I'm trying to make sure that the volume is a little bit louder. And the focus of this presentation, I want to take just a few minutes and show you a little bit of my research so you get a little bit of an idea for what it is that's important to me, not just as an empirical researcher or a quantitative analyst, not as a social network analyst, but in general, how I can take concepts such as diversity and boundary objects, and I can apply them to realms that were previously mostly just talked about by physical scientists, things like entropy and disorder. And I'm trying to use them in such a way that I'm illustrating or highlighting the work of leadership theorists that are trying to find the most effective ways to create some structure where there's no structure, or try and bring about information where there's just what seems to be randomness. If we think of entropy as this constant degrading or increase of disorder around us, leaders are they are that negative entropy. And if you're taking 812, you'll hear the term negative entropy both from Kotz and Kahn's work, but also in I think Strobeck-Var and Beck-Var talk about it as well, that in the face of this disorder, this increase of disorder, this dissipation of the structure that we as social human beings try and maintain, we don't ever completely go away. Those communication structures, those speech structures, the systems that we have for interacting with one another, they still remain because there are leaders that find a way to bring about that negative entropy. Where there's disorder around us and there's an increase to disorder, leaders are finding ways to preserve pockets of information, pockets of structure, belief, philosophy. And later this year I'm presenting at ILA, and I'm presenting on the idea of a negative entropy model of leadership. So it's one of the ideas that I'm going to be talking about. But the point I'm trying to make is each video should look and sound a little bit better until we have something that flows very well, that is not hard to hear, that is getting posted the right way. And at every point through my coursework, when I can illustrate a complex system actually happening, I'm going to try and do that. So with that, I'm going to show a few slides. And the reason that I'm using these slides is because I want people to get used to the idea that these courses are going to be like discussions, almost like conference presentations. I'm going to take a PowerPoint or a picture or a slide, and I'm going to show you what's going on, and then I'm going to talk about it. I don't believe in teaching online courses or even hybrid courses where the instructor gives someone an article and then you have to read it and then you don't ever get any feedback. I want to introduce a topic to you, and I want to start a conversation. So I'm going to show you some things about it, show you why it's important to me, talk about it, and try and start this collaboratively, this participatory, mediated discussion. So it's not just information. I'm not just sending you on your way, and I'm not just having you read something on your own, but I'm trying to spur some interaction. So I'll usually start my lessons with a video like this. I'll show some pictures, I'll explain what's going on, and then we'll take some time, we'll do some readings, we'll think about it, and then I'll host an Adobe Connect session where you'll see me and I'll be talking about it, and I'll have everybody post questions, or if we want to talk about things together, or if we want to have several people's pictures or video feeds up, where we can start to have some conversations like this. And I know that most online courses and hybrid courses aren't like that. I'm looking forward to residency, but I'm also adamant about not having that level of participation drop off. So as we get more into the course, we will test some things like Adobe Connect and maybe Google Hangouts, or one of these places where we can have several people talking about a topic together, and we can continue to maintain that rapport, that sense that someone else is actually there on the other side of this video. So I'm going to stop this video now, and then the next one that I post, I'm going to show a few slides, and I'm going to talk about, I'm going to continue on with the theme from the last kind of the video or the picture slideshow of my life, and I'm going to talk about how I've been able to look at maybe that entropy or that disorder, and how I've found a way to maintain some structure and bring about some of that meaning into my life. And I've actually got some nice empirical research to kind of show that happening at the community level, not just for me or for my family or my community, but all those individuals being engaged in trying to bring about a mediated culture that they have direct input into, that their diversity in experiences and interpretations and what they have to offer is incorporated into this emergent whole. So it really applies both to 703 and to 812. So I hope you take a few more minutes and stick with me. I'll try and keep it under 5 minutes. Like I said, lots of little videos because I'm trying to work out the kinks, but I think we're making some progress.